What's going on, guys? So we're going to do a quick little recap on SoFi. A little disappointed in the price action this week. Not only in the overall markets, but in SoFi, I did start a little bit of a starter position earlier in the week before earnings. I was kind of anticipating coming out of this previous demand zone that we had lost. And when we touched those lows of around $8.45, I was looking for that bounce back into the demand zone, and then we had this 1.5, 2 days worth of consolidation on the price action here. What I was looking for was the actual breakout. This is where I started to accumulate some shares long. We did get this breakout. I should have been selling after hours, taking a little bit of profits on that earnings beat. Touched highs all the way up at $13.81. I was actually up around 18-20% on my overall position. Went in very, very light. Only went in with 300 shares. So nothing too significant. But then, start of this week, we started to like really decline. So this is really starting to get a little bit frustrating. And I understand for a lot of you guys that are holding the stock, kind of wondering, where do we go? Are we going lower on SoFi? Is it going to come back up? This is not good. So not only did we pull back, what I was expecting to see after this earnings was a little bit of a pullback into this 20-day moving average, maybe have a little bit of a catch here right around this $12 range, which is the previous support zone going back here just a couple of weeks ago. I was expecting that if we were to pull back into this area, that potentially we could start to consolidate sideways for maybe the rest of the week and then start to push higher. This would be very, very bullish for the stock. But once we started to lose this 20-day moving average, and then this 200, which is the granddaddy of them all on the 1 hour time frame, did not hold, and we broke this level pretty significantly, we are yet back again in this demand zone. So one thing that is starting to worry me for the short term on this, I'm not talking about 6 months, I'm not talking about a year, 3 years, 10 years down the road, but for the short term, at least for the next month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, what I do not like is that this previous demand zone has been violated 2 times now. So it's actually not an area that I want to focus on as a solid demand zone. The next demand zone that we have is down here at $8.45. With today's price action and this slow fade, what we would be looking for going into next week, potentially if you want to take a short position, you could take a short position under around $9 and around 80 cents. We would need to lose Friday's highs, which is today, depending on when you're watching the video. We would need to lose these lows, we would need to lose today's lows and then consolidate and either back test the 980, or we would need to just consolidate and then flush. If we do get that flush, next price target is going to be $8.45. Depending on how long you want to be in this play and how many shares you want to accumulate, I would assume that if we can consolidate right around this $8.50 mark, maybe potentially might be another good loading zone for a small little bounce up. So, like I've been preaching in these videos, until SoFi really starts to build a base and create a floor over 14, there's nothing much to see here. Stock is just kind of fading. If you're kind of sitting back and watching the 1 minute, 5 minute, even hourly candles here on SoFi on a day in and day out basis, it can be pretty frustrating because, in order to get really bullish on the stock, we need to close and we need a base over 14. And as of right now, that 1380 is the top supply zone here, $8.45. So we're working with about a $5 range here, $8 being the bottom of the range, $13 being the top. So as we come down and approach the bottom of this range here, we could see a little bit of consolidation. Maybe we do get some sort of dead cat relief bounce into that 1030, 1050 area. Wouldn't expect too much after that. We would really need the overall markets to kind of kick into gear and into overdrive to kind of drive this higher. My personal opinion on SoFi, kind of sit out. If you're currently holding shares, I would just kind of sit back and wait for better days. If you're thinking about buying SoFi shares right now, I would kind of wait to see what we do once we test at $8. Last thing you want to do is think that we're going to bounce off that $8.45 mark and then we end up losing that and actually trading lower. If we kind of just look at a bigger, the bigger time frame here on the weekly, we can see that 882 is actually the lowest close in the whole formation here, realistically ever since inception. So since the stock opened right around $10, we're actually trading, right back at that. So, pretty much giving away about a year and a half worth of gains here on SoFi and pretty much trading at the bottom of the barrel here. So unless we can get some sort of significant bounce and some sort of significant turnaround, definitely stay a little cautious, averaging down on shares here, just due to the fact that you could have shares in between between $8 and $11, $8 and $12 essentially for another 6 months, 12 months down the road. I just don't know if you guys want to have capital tied up that long. But until next time, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to smash that like button. Also join my Discord. That link is down in the description box below to trade with me each and every single day live. And I will see you guys all on the next market update.